James Gunn released a very up-close look at Superman's new suit, and my goodness, I'm excited. And he didn't just show us a brand new image. Gunn also announced that the movie would not be called Superman Legacy, but instead would go by the simple title, Superman. Aside from the feeling of pure competence coming from James Gunn, the title change just lets me know that this movie is going to be an all-timer. Welcome to Sandwich Reviews. I'm the Talking Sentient Sandwich, and I could never decide who my favorite superhero is. Some days it's Batman, and some days it's Superman. I think it depends on how much I've been brooding. But today, it's Superman, and I want to talk about his suit. At first, the image of Soup's logo reminded me most of the old Max Fleischer cartoon version. For the life of me, I could have sworn I remembered seeing it with a yellow background on it. But it looks like the Fleischer design adheres closely to the logo used in the fourth Superman comic ever made, in 1940, a time where his suit and logo was very fluid, changing almost every chapter. It may not have that much to do with the old Max Fleischer suit, but we will circle back to it, so don't forget it. But taking another look at the image released by Gunn, it looks like the lettering will take most inspiration from the Kingdom Come symbol. Knowing James Gunn, in a decade or so we will get the black background for a faithful Kingdom Come story, but it's the lettering itself that reminded me most of that symbol. The way the tip of the S juts out with a hard edge rather than curving is something that I don't think has been seen with any other version. What would you even call that flat edge? A flange? I don't know, but I'm really excited about that flange. I genuinely love Henry Cavill's suit, and the same goes for pretty much all of the looks and costumes coming from the past crop of DC movies, but maybe this time it could be a little less glossy. Brandon Routh's suit also suffered from this same problem. While it definitely looks good, the red on the symbol and cape almost seems slick, and not in a good way. There was texture, which is good, but way too much texture. If I'm honest, my favorite live-action Superman suit was used in the intro sequence of Superman and Lois. It feels like a classic look that instantly worked. The moment my eyes saw it, it just clicked for me. Though it could use some of that texture I mentioned before, that clearly came down to the budget, which I know James Gunn has. It doesn't make sense for the suit to be made out of actual cloth. I mean, if it were, when he flies it would be ripped from his body, but I think that should be the case. But it's not the clothy look that I want to see, which it doesn't look like the new Superman suit necessarily even has. It's the homemade feel, because in a lot of incarnations of Superman, his costume is made by his mom. Because of the physical requirements, it would be logically better for Clark to receive it from the Fortress of Solitude, making it Kryptonian cloth or something, but I just like the idea that his mom made it for him. Yet, whether it's homemade or not, the suit should pop with bright, vibrant colors. He shouldn't just be a beacon of hope, but he should also literally be a beacon. Not that I want him to shine like Bilbo's sword or anything, I just mean I want him to stand out. I'm tired of the muted blues and reds. I want vivid colors that are immediately identifiable. Someone should be able to recognize him just from looking at his costume for a split second, or not even that. One frame should be all that's needed. Once you see the bright blue and stark red, you instantly know it's Superman. Not that it has to, but I think steps should be taken to separate this incarnation from the previous ones too. Steps that could also be seen as respecting the source material. While both are objectively dumb, I would love to see the S on the back of the cape and the red underpants. Both are inconsequential design choices, but having them would prove the love for the comics. The S on the back of the cape is almost never seen today, and it was rare even in its popularity, but I think it would become just as iconic as the rest of his look. I'm not sure if I love it, but the more that I think about it, the more I think it's necessary. The red underpants are even dumber looking than the logo on the cape, but it's another thing that after thinking about, it becomes almost mandatory. It's a part of Superman's costume that without, you almost don't notice how much blue there is. But when it's there, in my opinion, it looks much better. The old Max Fleischer cartoon, and even Superman the Animated Series kept the bright red underpants, and those suits look amazing. Recent comic and movie designs have tried to remedy this by giving him a sleek belt, but the simpler solution is to just go back to what worked. It's a move that I'm at least 75% confident James Gunn will make. But even if he doesn't, I can't wait to see the rest of Superman's new suit, and I'm infinitely more excited to see this movie. I wish we could just see it now, but I understand we have to go through dozens of updates and at least a couple of trailers before we get there. But until then, thanks for watching. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and enjoy a delicious sandwich.